Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pop Culture Spread, our fun weekly movie and streaming news show. Let's get into some big news, Jace. Well, I'm very excited when I read the headline on this story, Jace. The Russo brothers are now in talks to helm the next two Avenger movies. Now, you cannot get any bigger names than the Russo brothers within the MCU and obviously outside the MCU. These guys have given us some great movies, and I'm very, very excited to hear what is going next for these two boys. So what's the story, Jace? What's going on?
Look, you kind of put it right there, haven't you, Rick? It's really exciting. These guys are, look, the story is they are in negotiations,
Right.
which means it isn't a done deal, but really Marvel at this point, they need these guys back. And I'll say why. It's been a bit of a rough road. We've had some really great movies, but mostly everyone out there that's into this would probably agree it hasn't been their strongest phase. So these Avengers movies, we need big hits again. We need mic drop moments. And the fact of the matter is, the controversy with Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, with losing the main villain and everything that's happened around that. You need a couple of guys of this caliber to come in and go, right, this is what we're doing. This is what needs to be done. So Kevin's doing the right thing here, trying to court him back. The question is, Rick, can we get these guys back? And my guess is yes. Right. You know why I think yes? Think about what the Russos have done since Endgame, which is 5 years ago now, right? It's 5 years ago, Endgame. Is that not a lot? They've had some movies on Netflix. They did stuff with Tom Holland and that, but they career-wise haven't actually been on fire either. So for them, this would be an opportunity for them to come back, get a big hit under their belt, and then set up not only themselves, but their little studio that produces all their kind of movies. So I think this is a good chance. We're getting these boys back, mate. And we may have our gun directors on the two biggest gun Marvel films coming up.
Look, I think it's going to come with a cost. Definitely, it's going to be a big cost for them to come back, I'd say.
They got mouse dollars, dude. That's
oh, 100%. And they're going to be going well. And we know the biggest movie's coming out this week with Deadpool and Wolverine. This is the one that's going to hopefully push everything forward. So hopefully the success. Look, we're not going to say it's going to be a big success or not because we just don't know. But you're banking it will be. So moving forward, I think Marvel's in a good position now to go, look, let's get these boys back. They did so well with obviously Infinity War and Endgame and the amount of dollars that brought that in. Can they replicate it again? Sure. I think they can do it.
We'll wait and see. I'll wait and see, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get notification that the contract's been signed. Very shortly.
100%. All right, Jace, let's get into what's in other news. All right, let's move into a bit of DC news, guys. Creature Commandos will serve as the first expression for the new DC universe. Now, I know a lot of people are excited about Superman and coming out with this new James Gunn universe, but this is the one that apparently is going to be leading the way first off, and I'm really excited about this, Jace.
I agree. I think it's a really interesting thing, and I think what they've done is a very smart kind of approach by going, we're going to give you in animated form what kind of tone this universe will be.
Yeah.
Who exists in this universe? And as you can see from the picture above us, Rick, these characters here are not like, comic book sellers. These are, C/D grade characters that James Gunn traditionally loves to embrace. So I'm kind of really excited about it. And I think also just the behind the scenes footage we're getting from Superman, everybody's in this universe. Do you know what I mean? There's not one hero, I don't think, that doesn't live within this universe. So I love the approach. I think this whole saga that James Gunn is laying down really will end in a Crisis on Infinite Earth scenario, because by the looks of it, Rick, if everybody exists in this universe, right, you've got all the heroes and villains, sooner or later they're going to kind of end it with a big event to reset the universe.
Yeah.
That's 10 years, 15 years down the track. I just can't wait to I'll watch this because I love DC animated films.
Yeah, they're great.
They are, and they're better than Marvel. Marvel does
100%.
Animated things, but DC do it really well. So yeah, I'm excited about this. This is a sign that the ship has changed. We've got a new ship. It's been christened. It says the gun, and away we go. And yeah, I can't wait to see it. I think this will be available on HBO Max, which means binge for us here in Australia. And it's in December. Yeah, Max. It's on Max in December, so we'll get to see it here in Australia as well. But I'm just I'm loving the artwork, and I just can't wait to get my first taste of the new DC.
I like it. And I was just reading the article quickly, and it was saying that some of the actors now who play that character will play it in either a live action or a video game or something like that. I reckon that's really cool. And they're
very that's great. So if you have like a Guy Gardner, like Nathan Fillion, like he could be in a video game, and that's going to be Nathan Fillion's voice. You know what I mean? Awesome. I think that's really smart as well.
It's a good direction they're going in, and obviously it sounds like it's crossing over with everything else. So looking forward to this one.
I think everybody, like I said, every hero that we know in the DC verse and ones that we don't know, and the same with the villains, are all sharing the same real estate in this universe. So it's going to be exciting because you can do so much. I mean, back in the day, if you have a Superman film, it's about Superman. That's it.
And that was it.
Maybe a super villain, but man, we got Superman, we got Green Lantern, we got Batman, we got everybody together. So.
This opens the doors. So
yeah.
All right, Jace. Let's get into the next story. Now, we covered a little bit of this next story, and if you guys follow the show, you know I'm not very big on these remakes.
No.
This one, I've changed my mind just a little bit, Jace, but I'll explain. So, Glenn Powell reveals that he pleaded with Edgar Wright to be in the Running Man remake. Now, when I read that, Jace, I'm like, okay, so we've got an actor here who basically is on his hands and knees and wants to work with this director. So that kind of makes me think, okay, we might have something here. I could be wrong. I don't know. But what are your thoughts, mate?
I think Glenn Powell is on a trajectory right now of becoming one of Hollywood's biggest stars. He's currently in Twisters, which is already doing big bank at the box office on its opening weekend. Yeah. He's a fun actor to watch. He's really enjoyable to watch. And Edgar Wright, as a filmmaker, I mean, we all love Edgar Wright. And the fact they're doing Running Man, I think we all just think of spandex and lights and Arnie.
Yeah.
But it does come from a source material from the great Stephen King. I think there's something really interesting here to happen. So I'm excited about this remake only because of who's behind it, Rick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these are not just names that we know. These are quality names. So, I can't wait for them to kind of do it. But let's face it, you know, look at RoboCop, which is a great example, or Total Recall, which were two iconic science fiction films from the 80s that were remade in the early 2010s. And both were awful. Both were awful. So you're in that field, are you not? You're in that area of having to deal with, you know, previous examples of doing that have turned out horrible. So bated breath, but really it couldn't be in better hands. So
we'll wait and see. I'd like to see some footage and see how it goes, but we will see. All right, Jace, let's move on to the next story, mate. I was a bit shocked when I read this.
A little bit.
Yeah, the Halo cancelled by Paramount Plus after 2 seasons. Are we?
Yeah, look, there's multiple reasons behind this, and I think one of the main reasons is the quality of the show.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, the show was okay, but it really did disappoint a lot of Halo fans. It took concepts and ideas that were entrenched in the video game and kind of either brushed over them or changed the mythology, which was really bad choice because the mythology is so deep in that game series anyway. You didn't really need to rewrite it. It was all there for you just to pluck and approach. But there were some really good elements about it. The biggest complaint of the series by the fans was this, the fact that we got to see Master Chief's face more than we got to see him in the helmet. So they tried to humanize Master Chief rather than him being the icon. So I think that was a poor choice as well. The other thing that we've got to, I think the reason behind it is Paramount is losing money. They're right in the middle of selling.
Yeah.
Like they're not about to make any giant investments because this show doesn't cost, $120,000 an episode. There's millions of dollars for each episode because of the special effects and everything involved. So I'm slightly disappointed, but I'm not crying in my sleep because even though it teased a season 3, you know.
So you've watched both seasons?
Oh yes, I've watched both seasons, and my wife actually is a bigger fan than me. I don't think she's even aware this has been cancelled yet. But yeah, you know what I mean. As it went along, I could forgive some of the changes in mythology, but there were some key points where I'm going, "What are you doing?" So it's a show that promised a lot, didn't deliver as much as it should have. So and again, this is the thing where you're going to see more shows from Paramount not getting renewed.
This is the start, mate. This is the beginning of it.
Well, we've already probably about 6 months in, Rick, with the tightening of the purse strings across the industry, which means shows that automatically got greenlit are not getting greenlit anymore, or they're not getting renewals. So yeah, it's going to be a weird time, but no massive loss. But there's more to come. There's more.
And I know there's a lot of diehard gamers which obviously aren't too happy with it and all that. I know your son is a big gamer. Obviously, has Josh watched both seasons and his thoughts?
He didn't. He tried to give it a go, but he was so offended at the changes that he just won't watch it. And I would tell him, look, here, watch this episode.
Yeah.
Like I'd say, just don't worry about the series. Just watch this episode because it's got some cool fights in it.
Yeah.
And stuff that you like from the game.
Wow.
But just never reached the potential it had in front of it. So
yeah. No. There you go. All right, Jace, before we get into the train wreck of the week, I just want to remind the guys to hit and hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button as well, and also hit that notification bell. So we would really appreciate it so don't miss out on any of our videos. And also you can hear us on audio podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and where all good podcasts are found. All right, Jace, let's get into train wreck of the week.
Oh, boy.
All right, Jace, who's hit the train this week?
Well, Jack Black puts all creative plans on hold for Tenacious D after Kyle Gass's disastrous on-set stage joke backfires. People, if you don't know about this story, Tenacious D was currently touring Australia with their iconic band, and they were in Sydney the night filming on a Saturday night, the same mere hours after the assassination attempt on former President Donald J. Trump. Now, he made a joke. It was his birthday at the same time, Kyle Gass's birthday. So they're bringing out a birthday cake to him, Rick, and asking everyone to, sing happy birthday and to make a wish. And his wish was, don't miss Trump next time. Which the audience laughed at. Everybody was kind of on board for. But the ramifications were huge. You had Australian senators asking for his immediate deportation. He became big in Australia so far. And the most shocking thing is Jack Black comes out with a statement going, all touring plans are now on hold.
Yeah.
It's done. It's over. Not only that, they're not going to be working together. Kyle Gass came out with a statement trying to apologize, but damage is done.
Too late.
But Rick, here's another bit of news that I had heard just recently. that there is rumors swirling around as one of the reasons the tour got on hold wasn't actually because of Jack Black himself. He was forced to do it because the insurance company that covers insuring all those shows went, well, you're now promoting hate speech, so we can't insure it anymore. So if you can't insure the show, you can't get into the venues, meaning tour over.
Oh my
So,
God.
and Jack Black, who has been outspoken politically on the Democrat side, with supporting Joe Biden, has now found himself in a position too where I think he has to backtrack.
Oh, he has to.
Yeah. So one innocuous comment has destroyed a 30-year working partnership and potentially friendship, which also indicates to me, Rick, that there's something else going on here too. This can't be the only problem between those two, because if everything was awesome, all right, wouldn't you back your mate as far as you could go?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
So there must be other issues for Jack Black to turn around and go, I'm sorry, man, but it's over.
To end it all over one comment. Now, okay, it's a
poorly timed joke, and it's really
Correct.
not that funny, but it isn't the most offensive one.
No.
And time would definitely give you a different perspective on that. If he'd made that joke 2 weeks after the assassination attempt, maybe something gets written, but
someone else would have made that joke somewhere along the line.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even say I may have made that joke in that scenario.
Yeah.
But yeah, poor time, just not smart.
I think poor timing.
Cost them millions and millions of dollars, Rick.
Yeah. There's a few people I know here in Australia are actually going to go when they came here to Adelaide, but obviously it's all cancelled and
yeah, well, they got a week's notice.
Not good.
And I don't know if they've been refunded yet, though, either. I know they've said all tickets will be refunded, but there wasn't a timeline around it either.
I don't. No.
So I hope people are being refunded.
What happened after? Did it kind of like the show kept going, or I saw the video? He was presenting the cake.
Yeah.
How did that?
I don't know, dude.
And then does they go
there and the green room afterwards when they went into the backstage afterwards? What was that conversation like?
Yeah, like
between Kyle Gass and Jack Black.
What the fuck was that?
You just ruined our fucking show, like our group. It's crazy stuff. But
crazy, man. Oh man,
it's of the time we live in. The time we live in is very fraught with danger, in the sense that if you have an opinion, you hurt people's feelings. Feelings are valid. Therefore, there's a lot of weight given to those feelings. And, freedom of speech is affected because of it. Because freedom of speech is something that has to be all-encompassing or not at all. If you have something that's said offensive, I was raised in a world where, well, you have choices. You don't listen to them or talk to them anymore, or you just let it roll off your back. We don't do that anymore. For right or for wrong, we don't do that anymore. And to see Tenacious D,
it's sad though.
Devil for 30 years,
to
end their band because of an offensive joke.
Wow. I think you're right. There is more to it.
Gotta be.
There is definitely more to it.
Gotta be.
Yeah. Oh well.
But anyway, Rick, let's just hope this is short term and Tenacious D do get that together and start rocking it out again.
Yeah. We get to see him on the big screen as well. All right. Yeah. No worries, Jace. Well, that is it for the show, mate. We've covered all the stories for this week. We had some great stories. Looking forward. We have a big week this week. So excited. Deadpool and Wolverine. So we are going to be at the cinemas catching that out. But before then, Jace, everyone can catch us here, obviously, on Pop Culture Spread. You can check out our back catalogue of all our videos that we do, all the trailer reactions and all and so forth. So they're all there. Jace, where can everyone catch you as well? I know you're in a few places.
Yeah. Well, you can catch me over here at the Captain's Quadrant every week on Friday night over at Captain's Quadrant on YouTube. You can find me occasionally too over on the Jason Roy Gaston channel. And most importantly, here in Pop Culture Spread, where we have some things cooking up, guys. We've got some really cool stuff in the pipeline, and we look forward to talking about that more as we get closer to it.
All right. We'll see you all next week. Bye for now.
We'll catch you later, guys. Thanks for watching. If you could do us a massive favor and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Also, come and check out us on all our social media accounts and keep up to date. And if you're looking for some clothing, you're needing some merch, we've got you covered at the Pop Culture Spread store.